Good morning, Chicago. So on Tange Talks to Teens this week, I want to talk about the concept or the idea of breaking the cycle that you may be living in, or the cycle you may have been born into, or the cycle that you're having to deal with on a daily basis because that's where you are in life, especially for my teenagers. And this may be uh, a series of videos simply because breaking the cycle can come in different forms, and there are so many cycles that people can find themselves in that are negative, especially our teenagers, and they don't understand or realize that they hold all the power to make the choice to do something different. And so just in saying that, just explaining breaking the cycle, whatever it is that you're in or whatever it is that you're having to deal with on a daily basis that is not making you happy or helping you become a better person or helping you get through your day in a positive way is probably a negative cycle that you're forced to deal with. And as a teenager, still feeling like you're a kid, you don't always know that it's okay to start making some different choices to take yourself out of that situation. So that's a very broad concept, I know, and it can happen in so many different ways, from who you live with, the neighborhood that you come from, the way you were raised, the friends that you keep. All of those things are valid and can be some negative cycles, unfortunately, because everybody is not born into the best situation or is not brought up with the best set of ideals, or even family members who want to take care of you the way that they should. Can't do anything about those adults in your life, but I can talk about some things that I feel like these teenagers are not making some good decisions on, and I'm not sure if they're listening to the adults around them or if the adults just aren't saying anything to them that would make them want to choose a different route. So first and foremost, to my young ladies who are considering being sexually active, or you already are. You already out here having sex, and you 14 or you 15 or you 16, 17, 18, whatever. Um, I'm saying this right now because I'm dealing with 15-year-olds who already have 9-month-old babies. And in no way are these children equipped or ready to be raising another human being. And so here is one of the cycles that I feel like our young people need to break. This whole idea or this whole notion that young ladies need to hurry up and get rid of their virginity in order to socially comply or just get along with everybody in their circle. These young people are out here definitely challenging each other. And it's a thing to just, not be a virgin, I guess. And you think giving up your prized possession, young ladies, because that's what it is going to get a man to, or sorry, I should not be calling them men, a boy to like you, stay with you, claim you, whatever, is a little bit immature. And you are not ready to be making these sorts of decisions because I don't feel like you guys are thinking about the responsibility that comes along with deciding that you're ready to have sex. If sex was so not a big deal and so nothing, then creating life would not be attached to it. Or contracting some sort of a disease that could kill you would not be a direct result. So having sex is a big deal. It's a huge deal. And when you talk about it or act like it's not, and you give it away to whomever took 2 seconds to convince you, or 2 weeks in y'all time, because y'all think that's a long time apparently. Like 9 months is not even a long time, and that's how long it takes to have a baby. But you guys don't connect the dots between the two. Having sex and thinking that you are old enough and responsible enough to handle that whole act and becoming sexually active, and what that does to your body and your spirit and your mind, and even how you start to interact with the rest of the world, you never connect the consequences that can come with that. It's a problem. It's how you become a teenage mom. That's how you end up having a baby way too early and you're not even fully developed. You're not done cooking. Your brain's not ready to handle the everyday of raising another person. And I'm sorry, I do not care if you feel like you are or if you think it's going to be cute, because sometimes the idea of something is very different than the reality. And the reality is you out here having sex very young with people who really don't care about you. Young boys, you all need to get that together too. Sidebar, sorry. But young men who are out here convincing young girls to just give it up. You also have a responsibility because your sexual organ helps create these children, which is a huge responsibility. And when you are not ready for that and you just say, forget it, I ain't got to deal with that, you are helping to perpetuate this cycle that happens when kids are raising kids and they are not ready to do that. They become parents without the skills of knowing how to parent or fully care about somebody else. And when you become a mother, that is exactly what that job means. You are now putting another human being in front of you. And when you don't understand that, you become resentful and you treat your child wrong and you don't do what's best for your baby. You're not ready. And you're not thinking about the whole scope of what comes when you decide you think you're grown enough to get out here and start having sex. And then when those consequences hit you, because they do, when you 15 years old and you still in high school and your baby is 9 months old, you were not thinking about what could actually transpire, or happen to you just because you thought ain't no big deal. It's a huge deal when life comes from it. Or it's a huge deal when now you've contracted something you can't get rid of. Or that it might take antibiotics, or it might take medicine for the rest of your life to live with because you were not thinking about the responsibilities of having sex. Condoms? What? You weren't thinking about that either. Birth control? Did you think about that? And then when we take it a step further, now let's say you didn't think about all of that and the consequences have happened and you are pregnant. You thinking about how cute your baby gonna be and how fleek you gonna have her or him. But are you thinking about health insurance? Are you thinking about how much it's gonna cost to feed the baby, clothe the baby? How much time it takes out of your day? And you are a child. All you thinking about is kicking it, going outside, wanting to do stuff. But now you have a whole human being to take care of because you thought you was grown enough to handle it. This is one of those cycles that you need to break. You hanging around people that are convincing you to do something that is completely stupid and that you're not really ready for. Stand tall and get excited and start making some better choices. And if you cannot do that on your own, then you get around some other adults that are going to help you make some better choices. This is me loving you and trying to tell you how to do things a little bit better. Have some pride in yourself and some self-respect for what it is you are sitting on. If it wasn't important, these boys wouldn't be trying to get it from you so tough. So won't you hold on to it for a minute and see if somebody actually cares about you. You should never regret your first time, ever. Your first time should never be in the school of a hallway somewhere with some boy who rarely even speaks to you in a respectful manner, let alone he ain't your man or you not in a relationship with him. Have some self-respect. Have some love for yourself before you just arbitrarily, and that's a big word, but that's just willy-nilly, give it away to whomever. These are important decisions, and this is what makes you a grown-up. Can you handle it? Can you make the right choices? And if you didn't, can you live with what you did and make the best out of the choices that you made? Let's go, Chicago. Our kids are in trouble. And I care. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm talking to you. So share this with a teenager. And if you don't know if your teenagers are having sex, you sure better ask. Because I know a whole lot of them in school. Hiding and trying to get away with having sex with each other. And that's not what school is supposed to be for. High school, talk to your kids. Talk to your teens. And teens, let's just be smart and make some better choices. Break the cycle.